Good morning, it's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. How y'all doing? Happy was this Saturday? It's tough to tell. I am yesterday I was home for the day because I was exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. So I promptly I took the day off and slept all day. Woke up, did stuff with Maggie, went back to bed. There you go. How y'all doing? Bosiwi! What is up? What is up? I've been so I got exhausted. I thought on Thursday, I got home from work Thursday, did some stuff around the house. After dinner, all of a sudden, I thought I'd come down with COVID again. You went fishing last night? There you go. So I went, I thought I had COVID because all of a sudden I had a fever this Thursday afternoon, exhausted. Well, I tested negative for COVID. So I just I texted in sick for Friday. I never take sick days, by the way. Last time I took sick days was for COVID. I never miss work, ever. Rita, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. It's good afternoon here now. It's 12 o'clock. So I went to, took another test, still negative, but I felt a little bit better. So I went and picked up the Gatorade version of Pedialyte. I downed that, and I swear to you, at the end of that, I was fine. So I must have just been exhausted. And, maybe because of the hot weather here, perhaps I wasn't getting the right type of liquid nourishment. So apparently, maybe not enough electrolytes. And so I did that, and life is good. Life is good all the way around. And so life is good all the way around. So let's see what else is going on, gang. Fish are doing good. I'm been reorganizing stuff, and life is good. Life is good. Doug Gray, Peter Six Gun, Ramon. I like the Ramones. They're one of my favorite bands. I went to the resting place, the final resting place for Joey Ramone in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And I put a pebble on top of the tombstone. And which was very neat to do. And so it's one of my favorite deals. Go out there and hang out with the Ramones. At least with one of them. I haven't gone to Johnny or Dee Dee or Tommy's graves yet, but hey, why not get them out of the way? I guess that's probably what I should do. So so today we're expecting to receive some wonderful rain, and which is nice. And yeah. So I'm looking forward to that very much. It's National Dog Day. You're correct. I better put some stuff up. Don Gallagher. Thank you very much. I think Melvin may be relaxing in the Philippines with all of his various ladies. Even though I think he just has one. I went, what else did I do? I went to, no, there's sick day yesterday. All I did is sleep. All I did is sleep yesterday. So I slept in this morning a little bit Melvin! Just thinking about you, buddy. Are you in the Philippines with your special lady or ladies or with your harem? So there you go. Went to what else did I do this weekend? Went and did or this week. I got a lot of stuff done, reorganizing some aquariums. I had a couple of crosses that didn't go quite well. I basically have rehomed them to local fish stores, LFSs, to encourage, because fish stores cannot get healthy guppies. So if you do a cross that isn't working, you're not happy with it, if you bring them by an LFS, they'll love it. Fish Fam Link, how are you? That's strong. I went to, I have, a couple of, I have to work next Saturday briefly for a couple of hours. I have this gal who is does weekends at my office, and she's like a pit bull of consistency. Always there, always works hard. She's worked at my office for 20 some years just doing weekend stuff. And it's and she does a tremendous job. Oh, I'll give you an update. Yep, Maggie was spayed on Tuesday, and I'll update you. So this gal is going out of town next weekend because she's going to go to Rocklahoma. So there you go. Yeah, Maggie was spayed on Tuesday. Has recovered quite nicely. Was a little tired when I picked her up Tuesday afternoon. Didn't want to lay down. But, no muss, no fuss. Are you, let's see, I'm going to tell you what time it is here. It's 7 minutes past the top of the hour. And the clock on my end says we've been on for 9 minutes, 9:01, 9:02, 9:03, 9:04. So where are you as you well, yeah. Yeah, so Maggie is well on the way to recovery. I'm trying to keep her from running. Again, she's a Brittany. Their job is to run and hunt birds. That's what they want to do. They want to run. They want to move. I cannot let her, I could definitely not let her in the backyard the last few days because a Brittany just doesn't walk when you let her loose in the backyard. It's full on, full extension every time. So I didn't want her to hurt her. I didn't want to have to take her back to the veterinarian. So, I've been walking her. Today, I could put her in the backyard, but I'm not going to for two reasons. Number one, I'm going to let this make sure it's nice and healed. Number two is that surgery wise, I'll let it go a few days. So maybe about, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So probably like Tuesday or Wednesday. So is Britney Spears like that too? That's a good question. I don't know. Don't know. It's that poor gal doesn't seem too stable, does she? Yeah, you can have all the money in the world, doesn't mean you have any common sense at all. So, and obviously, the only person who was saying no to her was her dad, of whom she hates. There you go. But Doug, she's available. Yep, Posiwi, you're right. Common sense, just common courtesy, right out the window. Does not seem to have the thing. Does not seem to have things going on. Yeah, Chewy dumped Brittany, and before you know it, my sister uh, lived in LA near Brittany, and there was some movie out that my sister took her daughter to go see, and 2 rows in front of her, it was like the mid-afternoon movie. There was Britney Spears with her kids. So there you go. And my sister goes, "Wow, she's short." I said, "Yeah, she's your height." And she goes, "Yes. How'd you know?" And I was in the presence of her once, years ago. Not very tall. And obviously, not a fully stable human being. It's not a fully stable human being. That's it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird people in the world. Holy capoly. There was uh earlier today, I was on my way to run an errand, and I'm going through like the main road I live on goes all the way through Joplin, and I was going to the south side. South side. I live on north side. I was going to south side. So I'm making my drive down there today, and there's a guy behind me flashing his brights at me. I was going a little over the speed limit, so who knows? And he zipped around me and went through a red light. So I don't know what the deal is. Doug Gray, yeah. Yeah, your new bride is waiting. Speaking of the whole dating thing, I'm in contact with this gal that I've been seeing on and off. We're talking. Another gal that I've taken out a couple of times. She showed up at my door the other day with treats for Maggie. Said she had to go, but we'll talk together and get together. So I reach out to her, and haven't reached from her yet. You know what, Doug Gray? You and Melvin, brother-in-laws, from Pennsylvania, I think that would be terrific. I think that would be absolutely terrific. Why not? I just don't see I think that works all the way around. It really is, a great deal. You and Melvin. All right. By the way, speaking of, yeah, drivers are nuts. Everybody's gone nuts. By the way, wearing my Ancient Aliens t-shirt, you have to wonder, am I an ancient alien theorist? I will say, you wear this shirt places, people come up to you and they go, I love that show. Oh my God, where'd you get the t-shirt? Then you'll get people coming up to you going, yeah, I watch it all the time. Then you get, you don't believe that, do you? So there you go. Thank you very much, Fish Fam Link. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that's what I do. My whole thing is my whole thing having to do with the shirt. Just wear it and wait for questions. It's really funny. This shirt I've really not had that long. And I have a lot of t-shirts, so I don't wear it. I can go like 3-4 weeks without wearing them. This one's already falling apart, and it was an expensive one. I got a cheap as heck, and I've worn it on here before, my Lion King, not Lion King, my Tiger King t-shirt. I bought it on eBay, delivered to my home for $10. That thing looks like almost like it's brand new. Well, I've worn that shirt much more than I have this. So I don't quite get how these t-shirts, some of them last forever, and then some of them begin falling apart right away. Yep, Doug Ray, you're right. And yep, India. And I have a question. And I love the folks from India. I went to Catholic elementary school run by nuns from India. And I have a great deal of appreciation for their culture. It's beautiful people. It's the percentage of people who run convenience stores who are from India or Pakistan is huge. It's like also with hotels. If you go, unless you're going to like one of the big corporate hotels, but even you can go into a Days Inn, and the people there running it are folks who are originally from India, or they're second generation in the country from India. They're beautiful people. I love them. India put a space vehicle on the moon. Rita, that does happen, but I think it's a sign that, if Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, that's usually the sign that the females are pretty stressed. Yeah, undeveloped fry. Yeah. It does happen, but I think it's mainly a sign that females are under stress. Could be number one, nutritionally, could also be too much activity. Maybe the water quality isn't the way it should be, but yes. Yeah, if you have stressed out fish, it is it's the real deal. Oh, two inbred as well? Yeah. That's why they suggest, having several aquariums per line. So if you just have black Moscows, for instance, they're my swordtails, and there's not enough genetic diversity in there. There you go. Oh yeah, guppies, Rita, are omnivores. If they can put it in their mouth, they'll eat it. Guppies are omnivores. It's like, and that's why I keep saying nutritionally, it's, and I have seen people, and I'll say his name because I'm not saying anything bad about him. Um, Lucas Bretz, who's, his Lucas, how he does some stuff is very unconventional, but works very well for him. So I'm not going to argue with it. Lucas uses the same food. He loves a certain food, a Tetra brand food that he feeds to all of his fish. He loves it. Well, he's worked really, he has had a lot of success in his fish room, a lot of stuff. I personally think that is a bad idea. Yep, and the floating plants, remember, do not get, no matter how tempted, do not get guppy grass. Guppy grass, evil. You'll say, well, why? I will tell you, I made the mistake once. It's is that it'll end up growing fairly well. The problem with it is that it grows hair algae really fast. Hair allergy very quickly. So there you go. And if I can help you with one thing in my life, I will. It's and again, well, you know who just passed away? And he's older than the hills, is Bob Barker. He was 99. Not too bad. Not too shabby of a run. So 99 is not too shabby of a run. We should all be as fortunate and to be around. Didn't quite make it to 100. And but yeah, 99 ain't bad. A family friend of my parents, someone I knew a little bit, died at the age of 99 this past week as well. And you see, I had my dog spayed this week, which would make him a very happy man. Yeah, it's a good. Hey, you know what? Yep, guppies are piggies. They just are. I will just tell you another little helpful hint. And again, I don't claim to be the thing, but when I hear of someone passing and they're like 92, 93, it's that's just an amazingly long life. And I understand for family members, they'll always miss them, but 90 years old, 90 years is a pretty good run. And, it's a pretty good run all the way around. So it's, so the, 90, 99 ain't bad. Ain't bad all the way around. So, he gave us a lot of good TV. Dad just turned 92. What a blessing. That's wonderful. My dad has been dead now for 5 years, and he was 84 when he passed away. Biggies. My mom died early for her family. She died at the age of 77. My mom's parents lived. My grandfather was 89, and my granny was 93 when they passed away. And the 89-year-old grandpa, no one had a clue that it was close to the end. He's 89. That's sort of what happens. So, but I will tell you, it was, you go through this, and we all have gone through it. A grandparent who hits their 90s or close to it, especially as a kid, when there's nothing more special to a kid. Muppet. There's no more special to a kid than a grandparent. And my dad's parents died relatively early, mainly from personal bad health stuff. And so I really didn't, my dad's father passed away when I was relatively young. But to really, to have grandparents when you're an adult, oh, awesome. Yeah, Terry Funk died, and Bray Wyatt died. Yeah. By the way, these athletes, LeBron James, that came out that his kid, had a heart attack. They determined that his heart had a congenital defect. One would have thought that before he went on a college campus, they would have had that figured out. It's, seemingly you would think that. But who am I? I'm a simple man. She was 101, huh? Yeah, that's nice. My grandmother's siblings, for the most part, she had a couple go a little bit earlier because of cancer, but most of her siblings were in their 90s when they checked out. And my grandmother came from a very large French Catholic family, French Canadian Catholic family. Yep, that's young. It's it's just but hey, Bob Barker, we salute you. May his memory always be a blessing for all of us who got to enjoy him. And so again, just a heck of a career. So back to fish. Hey, I have a question for you, Doug. Doug Gray. Some guppy people keep real serious records. And I was reading something like in one of the newsletters, the International Fancy Guppy Association, where there was somebody who said, and I'm sure it's true, that they had a half black yellow guppy, which, by the way, I've always found striking. Stop being a Bob when she's barking. There you go. There you go, Muppet. So Maggie. Oh, let me get back to. Oh, so this person was saying that they had with this male, half black yellow, which is a striking looking fish. That they had a male that was alive and breeding away to the age of 2. I've gotten notes from Biggie. I've gotten notes from our boy Chewy. He's busy writing songs. Got a few notes. Doug, have you ever gotten songs from notes from Chewy? Yeah, so so this article was somebody was keeping track of their guppies. I forget who wrote it. One of the old school IFGA guys, and was really happy with his half black yellows and this one male they thought was really superior, and was going on breeding for their. Oh, better plug in my computer before it runs out of juice. You added the baby panda according to the big main tank, and he's grown now. Well, that's fantastic. That's great. Absolutely terrific. I'm all in on stuff like that. My so it's I do not keep records like I should with my guppies, mainly because I'm just so busy. But I probably should. First fries you ever raised, fantastic! Congratulations. Well, that's fantastic. I've never bred Corys. I probably should. And yep, sad state of affairs. Yeah, it's now, Doug, here's a question because you're an OG. I have had my current fish all come are like all 4 years long type fish. And so with my guppies, if I kept, if I'm just going off the thing, I'm probably on generation 14 or 15 with some of my guppies. Other than that, yeah, some of them, my guppies, I'm at that. So that's kind of neat. But Doug, are there lines? I know you've had the Roebuck Reds forever. Doug, what's your oldest line? And how many years? Because there's a lot of people that that go back. Okay, so Black Moscow since 2007, and the Big Pingas too. So that's 15 years of Guppy, 16 years. Yeah. And if you've done at least 2 generations a year, which is easy to do, you're at generation probably, you're probably 35 generations, 35 generations to get done. So that's a heck of a run. Just think of, Doug, the guppies that you have homed over the years where people started breeding and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The one thing I've learned about the sword-tail guppies, which I have, is that most people want sword guppies for the crosses. And I'm not criticizing it. It's where people are keeping up sword-tail guppy lines is not as big as you would think. I have placed a lot of sword-tail guppies. I've sent them coast to coast. And if I reached out to the people who received them in the past, I have a feeling a certain percentage of them got them just to do crosses. Doug, did you get your Roebuck Reds right before Luke Roebuck passed away, or did you get them from someone else? Luke Roebuck, everybody, legendary guppy breeder. Everybody loved the guy, and he passed away. I think he owned his own fish store. And passed away, and had developed several things over the years. And his reds were pretty amazing. You got them from Luke. Just got full reds directly from Ed Jason. Yep, they're impressive. Pretty impressive. Finosky Tanks, how are you? Yeah, do you have guppy grass, Muppet? Again, I hate guppy grass. I still have some guppy grass in a couple of tanks. I just need to get rid of it. Doug does thin leaf water sprite. I do hornwort, which I like a lot. They're good. Plecos and the red shrimp are good. I just really have to get this my other stuff going. Just really do. You no guppy grass, just hair algae. Yeah, well. And for whatever reason, I have had tanks. Everything's set up the same way. Uh Same temperature stuff. I have tanks that hair algae is a constant war. They have other tanks that never see any. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just don't know. I wish I did. I don't. And yeah, but I have a couple of tanks for a reason. Hair algae is it's a thing. It's a thing, and I wish I've done different things to work with it to get rid of it. I have no idea. These are all tanks that I set up. None of these are tanks that are from that I bought that were used. They're all brand new tanks. Yeah, so it's one of the great mysteries of life. Then the tank right next to it, no hair algae. I'm sure they do love laying in the hair algae. That makes sense. And for those who breed some of the littles, like the Danios and stuff like that, I bet you hair algae, they love to drop stuff in. Any of the eggs the tetras instead of egg scatterers, the barbs. In Corey's, it's I'm not, and again, I probably should really play around with doing it. I love the Corys. Love the Corys. I sort of love them all. My what else do I have to share with you? Um, yeah, that fall is getting here. Uh, being around the house in the winter for whatever reason. Do you guys? Am I the only one here? Do you find yourself getting more stuff done around the house during the winter than during the summer. And I don't know if it's because my routine, for work doesn't change, obviously, and for and doing my outdoor activities. I'm not a big I know by my tan, you'd think, well, he must be a sun worshiper. But no, I go for walks. I have a dog. I walk every day. I walk. There you go. Almost, you're lazy in the summer, almost as lazy in the winter as well. There you go. Oh, you thought it was the glow light tetras and the hair algae? Now, I have a question for anyone who's played around with the glow light tetras. Thank you very much. Absolutely. You're welcome, Fish Fam, and thank you, and thanks to everybody. Um, Now, technically, they're a trademarked fish. They're a Frankenfish, as they were put together in a lab. Now, if you breed them and you get little baby glow lights, can you sell them as glow lights, or do you have to get permission from the patent holder? I don't know the answer to that. Do you know the answer to that? Wish I could. It's because from what I understand, oh, Frankenfish that hump. Except they really don't. They're not like guppies. They don't have gonopodiums. They spread their seed over the eggies. Because most of them are all in the egg scatterer categories, correct? And for whatever reason, in genetics classes, oh, Young Frankenstein reference. There you go. Marty Feldman, the great late Marty Feldman. Who I think, if he was alive today, wouldn't he be 99 years old as well? If you're just tuning in, uh, Bob Barker died at the age of no, he wouldn't even been that old. He would be in his 80s if he was still alive. He died at the age of 48, everybody. Oh, he had a heart attack. And he was smoking 5 packs a day. And yeah, 5 packs a day. Not good. And yeah, 48 years old. That's too young. It's but 5 packs a day. I used to be a smoker, so I'm not being that critical. Oh, glow lights and glow. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Not glow fish. Okay. I got that wrong, Muppet. Hey, it's I was not feeling well this week. Man, I need to trying to think, do I get this thing to I'm like going, do I let this keep going, everybody? For the full Santa look. I trimmed it down a month ago. Used to date a girl that was wall-eyed. I left her because of seeing someone else on the side. There you go. But bump. There you go. Yeah, well, it's a classic movie. Mel Brooks, total brilliance. Total brilliance. It's the writing, the everything that he does is so amazing. So amazing all the way around. I really appreciate him and his work. He speaking about another guy who's probably about 99 years old, and let's see here. He's 97. 97. And ain't bad. Can't go wrong with that. Well, go ahead and use it in a video, Doug. Would any of you have a problem if he used that? I wouldn't. I would have no problem at all. Feel free to. And I don't think anyone else here would as well. Yep, Diet Dr. Pepper is the nectar of the gods. Now, today here, I have a question. All right. It's kind of cloudy outside, which is strong. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm expecting rain here very quickly. It's yes, who knows? Put it in. It's all good. I get to, what else do I have going on? I don't know. My siblings want me to go to Chicago at the end of September. I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not. It's, and because I can only go for like, like a 3-day weekend. Is that worth all the effort? Or a 4-day weekend? I don't know. Probably isn't. All right, gang. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining me. We'll be here next week and the week after that as well. So, again, adios, amigos and amigas.